Yo, yo. Good morning, good morning. We back at it with another one. Hopefully my audio is all good. See. Alrighty, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We got a busy week in the markets. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do our normal cadence, prepping the pre-market. So let's see what's on the horizon for this week's of trading. For this week of trading. So to start off with, there's some stocks I was already looking at before I came on live. A few things to highlight this week. We have a lot of things happening. In the market this week. We got FOMC news on Wednesday, I believe. We got a lot of earnings. We got Meta, Apple, Google, Amazon, Coin. So far, some key tickers that will be reporting earnings this week. So there's going to be a lot of activity. Today is Monday, so I don't think on Monday the markets is going to do anything spectacular. But I do think that some opportunities could to go ahead and pop up, but I won't be too risk heavy between today and tomorrow. I'll probably go moderate to risk. That's my plan. So I probably won't be going in heavy contract size these 2 days. I may just go in once again, just moderate size. So a few things that I will be going ahead and taking a look at this morning in the pre-market will be AMD, NVIDIA, Apple, Hood, Coin, and Tesla. Those are some key names that we'll be watching. So let's start off with NVIDIA. NVIDIA right now, if we take a look, let me fix my chart a little bit here. If we take a look at the daily, we did gap up. So if we stay in between these white lines and where I have this orange line and this little gray box, this is where NVIDIA is trading in between currently in the pre-market. So we got a gap up trading above yesterday's high. When we look at the monthly is a bit of an indecision, unsure of direction. But last week, this was red. So now this is green. So now with that being, it's white on my chart, but this just means just of bullish activity starting to kick in. So buyers are starting to come in the market. Then when we look at the weekly, we are getting this push once again, a gap up. So this leads to another bullish intent. And then on the daily with a gap up, being in between, being in this range. So what we can see here is we do have some rejection, so we have to be mindful of that. It's not that much buying that has taken place here, but it is something to highlight. We do have an R2 level, so let's go ahead and mark that if we do end up breaking pre-market high. So let's go ahead and put that level there. Let's make that a target for today if we want to get up there, which is right here, 191.47. Now, what I have been noticing in the market, which I have mentioned this, is that the market has been doing little intraday pullbacks. Oh, well, let me not say intraday, but in the morning we get a pullback, and then or the market has like sold off moderately in the last previous sessions. So it's not just that the market would just continue high. I would really watch out for small little sell-offs. And then, taking that reversal at some point within the day or maybe the next day because, every dip gets bought back up. I said that previously. So NVIDIA is definitely on my list. Let's go ahead. Now that I went over the monthly, weekly, and daily, let's go to the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, so I have this gray box here. And this gray box here is to show what has been going on the last few trading sessions, and I'm not sure what happened because this gray box was here for a reason, and now it's not really showing clearly. So let me try to fix this because I put this gray box here, like I said, for a reason. All right, that's odd. Okay. So let's go with this. So I'm going to explain this gray box a little bit more in detail. So far, when we are looking at NVIDIA has been moving higher, has been grinding higher. It hasn't been trading the best way, though, to be honest with you. NVIDIA's just been trading a little bit funky. I think I caught a decent trade on this a few days ago. I caught a trend trade on this one. I think on Thursday it just popped, but it just held above the VWAP, so I kind of just had to hold it all the way to 183. It wasn't major profit because it was kind of just in this channel 181 high to 182 low, so it was just moving within 50 cents. So the return wasn't too crazy on that one. And then I don't think I traded this on Friday. Well, I did trade this on Friday actually. I caught this pop here when we moved up higher to 180 to 185, but we never got to 186 really. And then it kind of came down. I shorted it. I was taking it back into a box range that I drew up, and then it kind of got there a little bit, and then it got to like the 50-day slightly, not really, and then it just bounced up and held the VWAP, and then took a strong move later on in the day. So then now we got Nvidia, trading above our previous day's high, and then right now when we're looking at Nvidia in the pre-market, we can see how we went ahead and crossed over the 9 to 20, and then we also broke down VWAP and the 50. So it seems like we may get a possible drop, but we are still trading above the 200 in this gray box. I did draw this here for a reason because this could be some support area. And this is just to show you guys, because I think I drew this on one of my other charts, how these when you find like important areas, how important they are. We can see I drew a box here on Tesla, and you can see how we got like this whole range is just a buy range, and then it just went ahead and popped and went straight up, and Tesla could be coming back to that range. I think I drew something with AMD, and you see this box here on AMD, trying to find this to be a little bit more clearly, a little bit more clearer. But with AMD, this box here was nothing but resistance, and then we went ahead and broke out and then shot up higher. So we're gonna get to AMD because that's on my list as well. So let's go back to Nvidia. So now this box here is kind of gray, so let's go ahead and change the color so it's good for us to see just for this discussion right here. All right. We can see here that Nvidia sold off on this level a few times around this area. It sold off right here in the pre-market, sold off, just some rejection right here again. We can see here that we did hold some support at one point, bouncing up, and then after that, there was also a previous drop. You see these two drops around this area. So this is an important zone that I would consider, just because of where we're at when we sold off here, sold off there a few times, and then only had one little buy wick coming off of this price area. So now that we're here, give me one moment. So now that we're here, this, like, even though we're under VWAP and under these moving averages, this area can show some support, and this thing can have Nvidia going ahead to move higher. Now, if we do end up breaking below and getting below this 189, I'm sorry, like to 190, then we can take this down to the 200, and we also got a pivot level right down there. So going to the 4-hour chart, we are literally trying to hold on to this pivot level at 190.36, right? And then we can also, like I said, potentially go ahead and drop down. But this is all, this resistance now can be support. So support can show up around 190 flat, or high 189. Some support could definitely show up. So that is something to go ahead and watch out for. And then taking this rod higher to maybe the high volume to 190.84, seeing if we could get to 191. All right. Going to the 1 hour, on the 1 hour chart, we're still in a solid trend towards the upside, above the 9, above the 20, above VWAP. Above the 50, above 200. We did break VWAP, so we are kind of rolling over on this, but how steep is this rollover going to be? We're kind of unsure of that. So just got to see, once again, as I always say at market open, what's going to happen there. News-wise, I'm not really seeing any major news on Nvidia. Let's see, Nvidia stock jumps while tech earnings could lead to record highs. So let's open up this article and let's see All right, Nvidia was nearing its all-time high ahead of the open on Monday as the chip maker benefited from market optimism ahead of major technology earnings this week. So basically, this is just a projection because we do have a lot of earnings this week coming up with Meta, Alphabet, Amazon. Yep, so shares have largely moved sideways since August, but now are potentially poised to drive toward $200 for the first time, depending on earnings reports from Microsoft, Google parent, Alphabet, Amazon, and Meta platforms this week, and whether they commit to artificial intelligence investment. So there you go. So this is just based off the backs of other companies, and having good reports, having good guidance, and this going to go ahead and push the stock price higher. So we just want to use this thing as an edge. We're not sure if it's really going to make a major impact in today's trading, but for sure, I do like it here. When I'm looking at this level two, sellers are starting to go ahead and win sellers are winning the battle right now. Hence, we can see in the pre-market we've just been selling and dropping. So let's go back on. Well, let's see the 15-minute chart real quick. 15-minute chart, we're trading under the moving averages, 9, 50, 20. We're kind of coming back in there a little bit, but we are above the 50. So I think the bullish point is still, once again, still intact, especially since we're still in this potential support area, which was once resistance. So going into the 5-minute, and just look how we're kind of curling up, holding this area as support. You see? Alrighty. So this looks pretty solid to watch. Going back to the order book is, as mentioned, we do have just more sellers kind of coming in play. Now the bids are starting to get a little bit smaller. If I was to go on the ladder, let's see. We got some large orders on the sell side. Absolutely, 191. We have almost a 5,000 lot size there. But that's only one order though. And then we got some buyers, 1,000 lot size at 190. We got another almost 4,000 lot size at 190. So I think between the buyers and sellers is kind of an even match right now. But seeing all of this selling take place, this is kind of strong. We kind of move sideways for the majority of it, and the range for today, you're talking 191 coming from 189, so almost a $3 move up. But so far, in terms of like what's going on in the pre-market, it went from 190 to 190, 116. So you're only talking about a dollar and change move. So I have to see how today trades on Nvidia. I'm not sure if Nvidia is really going to give a multiple dollar run today. So I think that's what leads me to say that I'm going to go like to moderate size on my trading today. I won't be going in too heavy. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So that covers that on Nvidia. Let's see how Nvidia is looking on the order book, right? Nvidia, there's large orders, large orders on the sell side at 191. We do have a good amount of buyers at 189.90 or 189.80, and 190. So as mentioned, we do need to go ahead and watch out for the buying that can take place. Uh, but yeah, we definitely have more of the buyers though on Nvidia. So I will say that. Uh, but at the same time, we got a good amount of sellers. It's pretty much an even playing field. It really is a pretty much even playing field between the two, between the buyers and sellers. On larger time, when I expand my levels on the order book, I see that sellers are definitely present as well. So I don't really have an edge in terms of, or I don't really have a proper assessment to say that it's going to sell off or buy. I know that we're under the VWAP. Sellers are present, but buyers are very much present as well. So, especially around this 190. So, we're just going to go ahead and have that on the list and see how this trades. So, let's go ahead and go with NVIDIA as the first one mapped out. Right. Looking good, looking good. All right. NVIDIA. Yeah, man. There's gonna be some good movement on NVIDIA if all of this volatility, buying and selling can stay. We just got to be on the right side of it. And I mean, as always, just staying patient. All right. AMD up next. AMD, we mapped up I mapped up the highs and lows of previous day. 253.39 was the high of previous day's trading. The low was 241.95. Okay. We do got this box here, right? And this box was a lot of resistance. So let's go ahead and keep this here. That's fine. And I'm going to show you guys why I'm going to keep that. But let's start, as always, with the monthly. NVIDIA, AMD is just bullish. Let's just call it that. Call it for what it is. AMD is very, very bullish. It should be moving up. It's probably going to move up higher. It's probably going to get to, at least, 260 again, 265. There's a level that's right up here on the weekly chart at 265. We got another level here at 265. Yeah, let's highlight that. Yeah, so we're probably going to get to 265. Like this market, certain things are just not slowing down. I really can't believe AMD is at this price. I've traded AMD for many years, and it's always been in the hundreds. I can't believe that AMD is here. Don't know how I got here, so give me a moment. All right, so the monthly is strong, the weekly is strong, the daily is strong. We even gapped up some more. So yeah, like AMD is definitely on the list, right? So let's put pre-market highs and lows. Pre-market low is 256.80. Pre-market high is 261.56. And then we're gonna look for a high volume candle. All right, I think we found it 676, 676,882 right here on this candle, and we are currently trading above it. Okay, so definitely like AMD. AMD did play this pre-market on. If you're looking here on the 5-minute chart, we did play a good chunk under VWAP, under the 50. So a lot of activity stayed under its moving averages, but the bullish trend intact as we stay above the 200. Then this high volume candle came in. We've been holding action above there, slightly above VWAP, 9 and 20 and 50. So this thing can move higher. We might run into some resistance right here at 260, just because we can see here that we have some double tops, slight double tops, even just as much as right here at 260. So like between right here, I want to draw this rectangle real quick, but I'm going to delete it. So we can see between right here and right there, we got some distance of resistance zone. So we can see that we break above here, we could go ahead and head higher. But I'm going to delete this. I don't want to put too much on my chart. Maybe if I don't see anything, well, I might have to keep that because I don't see any other price action around this zone because we're literally at all-time highs. So I think that'd be something good to highlight. If we was to go on the 4-hour chart, we are extended from the 9, we are extended from the 20, so we are extended from moving averages. Right now on the 4-hour chart, we're kind of trading in between VWAP, so above it and below it. So we haven't made a commitment on a direction yet. On the 1-hour chart, we can see this a little bit more cleaner. we are right at the 9, above VWAP, above 20. So once again, I do think that like, the bull case, like right. So the bull case is still intact when we're talking about AMD. The only thing is on other time frames, it's kind of just extended, and I feel like, well, from what I know in my experience, is that stocks do retrace back to levels and moving averages, especially if they're overly extended. So we might get a push up higher, but at some point, ooh, I think there's a gnat in my house. What was that? Oh my gosh. All right. So, you guys just saw some foolishness. So, yeah, going back to before the gnat, because it looked like a gnat, went ahead and disturbed me. Yeah. Um, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness, yeah, yeah. I've had this gnat in my house for like 2 days, and I've been trying to kill it. Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. So this thing has just been going up and down, just in between. VRAP trading above it, trading below it, and I would say we got more to buying in place, or just an even amount between the buyers and sellers. So I can't say who's winning the battle that much. Or all I know is that so far in the pre-market, we do have more sellers in play, but buyers are definitely present. So we got to go ahead and keep an eye on that. Let's see, RSI, which I try not to talk about too many indicating factors. It can be real confusing. But RSI, we definitely are overbought. But if the market doesn't care, it doesn't care, because this thing could go up to about like 90 RSI. And if you guys don't know RSI, I probably can explain that in one of the morning sessions a little bit more. I'm not really into RSI too much, because RSI is just mainly about what's overbought or oversold, and it lets you know that. But going back to AMD, we can see here that there are a lot more sellers. Just if you look at this 1 hour, there's only two buy candles, but sellers, because these candles are red, sellers are definitely trying to take control, right? So when we go on the 5 minute, all right, it seems like we're probably going to hold on to the VWAP. We just have to watch out for this resistance, because as I mentioned, right, we definitely are already dropped here. We dropped here, and we have been dropping since here. So if I was to go ahead and map this out a little, in terms of a rectangle, and then let's get right here. See, this area is resistance, especially with that pivot level that's right there. Boom. So we need to watch out for this zone, because we did drop here, we did sell off here, and then the whole selling started right around here, around 260. But if we do get above here, then there's a chance we get to 261 and go higher. So let's see how this goes. So let's see how this plays out in terms of news on AMD. Not really seeing anything compelling. All I see here is a Broadcom OpenAI deal changes everything. Custom AI leadership. Okay. AMD divest ZT System data center infrastructure manufacturing business to Samna. Okay. I think this is just off the back of earnings that's happened this week. There's no direct news, so we're not gonna go ahead and kill ourselves there. Cool. So we got AMD as well. So AMD Nvidia is mapped out. Let's also check on the order book for AMD. AMD, we have a lot of sellers, from what I'm seeing here on the order book. And then also here on higher levels on my order book, there's still more sellers. Buyers are stepping up. So, let's keep an eye out for AMD. All right. And we can see here Nvidia is dropping, but Nvidia is right in its resistance range. So when I go to right here on Nvidia, see how we sold off it? We're coming right into that. We're literally coming into the sell. But once again, this thing can hold. This thing has the possibility to hold right at the bottom here at 190. So we just have to see how this plays. And then, this can be a trade, a retracement back to the VWAP, and then to see if we're going to break VWAP and go higher. But I definitely like those two. All right. The next one I wanted to go ahead and check on was the financials, which is coin, which is crypto, and then hood. I do want to see Baba. And where is the price on Baba? Oh, Baba's at 179. Wow. Yeah, Kathy Wood has just been buying this thing up. But I'm not going to trade Baba, probably not. I have other things that I feel like is probably better to look at. But let me go ahead and put these levels here real quick. And maybe if I get to it, I get to it. Don't really see that happening, though. All right. And forgive me if I'm a little bit tired. It is 6 in the morning on the West Coast. So, bruh, happens. So it's really hard to trade around this time. Like as the days go on within the week, I'm good, but I feel it on Mondays, like I just do. Alrighty. So, next one on the list would let's probably go with Coin because Coin has earnings this week. I like Coin. Where's Hood? Hood is at 3%. Oh, Hood is gonna be a better trader than Coin though. Hood would definitely be a better trader. And I like the percentage on Hood. I'm gonna go with Coin though, just because we do have earnings this week, so trading it into earnings is probably a good idea. So let's go with that. Highs and lows the previous day. Let's see. The high of Coin was 356.88. 356. Okay. And then the low for Coin was 333. Okay. It was 333. There's a key level that I have here. Right here. Why is this a key level? So I'm trying to figure out why this is a key level. Like, what makes this level so important? I think that should be the key level. Right there, actually. All right, so we got a key level at 337.43, and I get it because that was the gap down, and we traded below here. So we got to go ahead and break through that. So I can see that right there. Yeah, let's see. This is another key level right here, to be honest. So let's go ahead and map this out. Right here is a key level at 351.99. And the reason why I put this level right here is because when we gap down, a lot of action stayed here. So this was automatically a resistance. We went ahead and broke out, fell. We broke out again on a buy, then fell again. And then now, if we break here, then we could go ahead and make a steep move, and that's exactly what happened. We gapped up, then it broke higher. We sold off again, came back down, probably tested this area. Now the goal is to go ahead and break, and you can see how this level has some resistance points. So this level is a key level right there. All right. So we went ahead, got that push up on Friday. Cool. So then now when we're looking at pre-market levels, let's see. We got pre-market low right here, and this is coin, and then pre-market high. Sounds good. Let's see. This is another key level right here, but we're gonna move it because key levels do change after some time. Let's get a high volume candle, a high volume level. So let's find that candle. So let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. I think 88, 84,000 might be the highest one that we see. Yeah, 84,000. So we got 84,000 right here. So 84,000 shares traded right around there. With coin, we have been trading below the moving averages for the most part. We did get above VWAP, but struggled to get above the 50. Sold off again and then dropped. So yeah, so coin is a little bit on the bearish side from what we can see, but we also got a little bit of a double bottom, right? We're still above the 200, which this shows a buy case. So look at how we're holding right here, so we can get this move. And then when I'm looking at the level two, there are more buyers than sellers so far, but we do have large sell orders. So if we do crack and get below the 200-day moving average, then we can take this thing lower, and this thing can shoot down. Let me see something. Yeah. So coin, I would definitely to watch out for coin to go in either direction, but I do like this little slight double at the bottom here, especially with S1. So that can be something to watch out for sure. I'm kind of getting into the habit of drawing these boxes now, but it is helpful though. It is helpful to see. So I would definitely keep an eye out right here. If we hold here throughout the day, if we break below here, if we channel here, we got to be careful that too, because this could provide chop. So I definitely like what I'm seeing on coin for today. And then let's go to, I'm going to check out the time frames, but the monthly, you can see here on the monthly, still a little bit indecisive, trying to move higher. So that's definitely a part of coin. And then we got here on the weekly, starting to push higher once again, a gap up. Probably could go ahead and push higher today, possibly on the daily chart. Right in this zone, in between these white lines where the orange is at, we can see here that we could possibly gain some support. I'm sorry. We could probably gain some resistance if we do get above some of these wicks or even get above pre-market high. Then there'll be some clear support where we could probably take it higher to around like 375 and more. But there is some resistance here too as well, so we have to go ahead and watch out for that. Let's check the 4-hour chart. A 4-hour chart, we are definitely rolling over, extending from the 9, 20, 50, and 200 EMAs. And then we're also below VWAP, so this thing does have the potential to fall. I'm looking here, trying to gain like a little bit of an edge. We can see here is some resistance, because this was a previous support, and we're kind of gonna bang our head around here a little bit, and this thing can go ahead and potentially sell off there. So we do got some interactions in terms of this being a support previously, and now this could possibly be some resistance now. So let's go on the 1-hour chart. Let's see if we find any key bounce areas around here. You can tell we went ahead and bought from here and went to then to a price of 402. Let's see what else. And that's pretty much it. It's either sold off. We're not really seeing a double bottom or double top. We just know that this zone can be a buy zone. So let's go ahead and be mindful of that. So I don't think any levels need to be highlighted. Well, I don't think any box levels have to be highlighted in terms of triple bottoms, triple tops. So that's not really showing on the chart right now. If we do want to go ahead and move higher, we do have a level here on the 1 hour chart at 370.37, and on the 4 hour chart we're close enough to 371.32. So let's go ahead and put a level there as well, because that can be, depending on the, contract size. Let's say if I go in 3 contracts, we can piece off here and piece off there and probably let one, or if I have 4 contracts, 2 run. So that's cool. We got some levels there. Definitely like coin too, especially with earnings approaching on that one. The spread on coin is a bit extensive, so I'm not sure how this is gonna look. I'm looking at the ladder. We do got a good amount of sellers. 1,000 lot size at 364, 1,000 lot size at 363, almost 1,000 at 363 as well. So sellers are present, but buyers are also present. 362. We have 1,000 lot size, 362 again. We have an 1,100 lot size, 361. We got 1,000 lot size. Yeah, so we got some strong to buyers as well when we're talking about coin. And if I was to go on that order book for coin, let's see how that is looking. A good amount of sellers as well. A good amount of sellers just winning that to battle, just putting in those orders. If I look on other time frames, buyers is also still present. So I think it's going to be kind of sort of a choppy open, in my opinion. I feel like it's going to take a while for this thing to get settled, and that's why I don't want to go in too heavy today. I want to go in just a moderate contract size, and then I think later on in the week more opportunities will show itself where, I could probably go ahead and take some of these plays. So I like what I'm seeing. Let's see. All right, NVIDIA. Let's go back to NVIDIA. Well, before I even get back to NVIDIA, let me go to Hood. All right. So we got Hood. I do want to have something else on my list to look at. The reason why I say that is because coin, that spread it can be real difficult. Something similar to MU. I do not like Apple's pre-market today. I was looking at Apple, so Apple was a no. Coin. Tesla, I don't want to trade Tesla today. The Tesla in range. Let's see. I just want to have another stock to watch, just in case I don't like coin. Rather go Tesla. So Tesla got this candle right here. So let's go pre-market high on Tesla. I'm going to go ahead and map out Tesla, guys. Because just in case coin just does something a little funky, when I have another stock I could go ahead and look at. All right. So Tesla is trading between the highs and lows of previous day. Right now, in the pre-market high, we got 441.33 is the pre-market high. Pre-market low is 438.35. We got a high volume candle here. And we're trading above that at 439.42. Okay. For Tesla, we did go ahead and trade above the moving averages, but we did fall right through all of those moving averages, and we've been trading majority for the past, let's say, almost 30 minutes, 25 minutes under VWAP, under the 50, and we're kind of trying to stay above the 209 and 20. So I'll definitely keep an eye on Tesla, probably for a potential drop, or we could go ahead and move higher. We are at a key level that I'm seeing, and it's from this point right here. Yep, this from this point right here where we came up but have resistance and sold off dramatically. So we are actually trading right below it. We're trading right below that. So that's pretty much a good sign in terms of if we do want to get short, but if we do get above here, it's probably going to go ahead and grind higher and grind higher. So I think I like Tesla a little bit more than coin. So I'm glad I took a look at this because coin, even though we do have some potential that could happen on that, I feel like coin would take a while to go ahead and make a play, and Tesla is really good at making quick early plays. So I'm gonna actually put Tesla on the list on the monthly. We got an indecision to right there on the weekly. We got some buying activity that came in, and then we can see here on Tesla that we're kind of just once again in between the highs and lows. So this thing might just trade within a box and might just just channel. And then on the daily, yeah, we're kind of still inside this little channel right here. But I like the fact that we're near a key level on this one. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. A 4 hour chart on this one. I don't think I have to really highlight anything too much here because we're just inside this consolidation period. So it's really hard to see what is going on here. All I know is that we did have some resistance. So yeah, there's just a lot going on. Tesla is just trading in this box, so it's not. This is not going to be an easy trade though. It's not. This is going to be strictly a momentum play. News wise, we had earnings last week on this one. We got some price targets, so I think Tesla is so. I don't think this is something great. And basically, I'm basically choosing between coin and Tesla. I'm gonna watch coin. Let me go back to that statement because I don't want to get caught up in the whole entire that Tesla moves kind of thought process. So it's gonna be coin, but Tesla is right there on the marker for me as well. All right. So we got Tesla. I'm sorry. We got stocks that I'm watching at market open is going to be Nvidia, is going to be AMD and coin. Right. We can see how this resistance to bracket I drew here. We can see how that is showing itself, where we do have resistance there. We can see here that this one point of resistance, as I mentioned, this thing can be support. So that's something to watch out for. So I definitely like what I'm seeing. I definitely like what I got here. Yep, was good, bro. All right. So market's about to open up in just a few seconds. In about like 39 seconds, market's about to open up. As mentioned, key list I'm watching today will be Nvidia, AMD, and coin. All right. I definitely like I definitely like AMD for the short, but kind of have to watch out. We have an S1 level here, and then we also have pre-market low. But I definitely like this thing for the short. It's setting up pretty nice. Won't be going in too heavy today. All right. All right, the market is open. As always, staying patient. I like what I'm seeing. We got a big lot size, 29,000 at 190, 30,000 at 190. That's a seller. So look at AMD. I'm just not jumping. Yeah, I like AMD. Too soon, though. Too soon. Too soon. Because we got this S1. I don't know if that's going to be support just yet. Okay, I'm going to jump into AMD very, very soon. Because I like how we broke S1 on that one. All right, I'm in on I'm not in on. Oh yeah, I am in on AMD. Okay. Filled. Oh man. Hold on. What's going on? 743. I need 643. Right now I'm fixing my stop on AMD. All right. Nice. And I'm only in just one contract. I'm not into heavy on this play just yet. I like this momentum on AMD. I'm gonna wait before I add on that. Just let AMD go ahead and do its thing right now. I think AMD is probably gonna break a little lower right now on this 2-minute candle. Right now, Nvidia is holding on to this into this purple box I drew here, which this was a previous resistance, which can now be support. So I'm watching that on Nvidia. I'm not in too heavy on anything. Let me see. AMD. Yeah, a large seller just came in on AMD. Trying to see if if the ask is gonna come down to the bid. Yeah, the ask is coming down to the bid. And we just broke a little lower. I want to see if AMD is gonna get back into yesterday's range. Yeah, and we got some strong sellers on AMD. Just give it some more time. Coin is selling off. SPY's trying to sell off. Oh, nice. I like what I'm seeing on Nvidia. I'm still not gonna jump in there just yet. But I did like that volume. Don't know if this is resistance. If we get above R1, then I feel a little bit more confident. Probably gonna add into this AMD trade for back in range play. Okay, yep, I just added into that. Okay, no, I cannot see 668. All right. Just in about 3 contracts on AMD on the short side. I'm trying to play this for a back in range play. We got some buyers at 254. So I'm waiting for sellers to come in a little bit more on this one. You see how we sold off on Nvidia, that large candle? Yeah, the buyer's starting to step up. On AMD. Yeah, we got some sellers on AMD right now. Trying to see if we could come down to 253. The only thing with AMD is that we're kind of holding on to yesterday's high. Yeah. I like the fact that we're still under VWAP, but I'm probably going to get stopped out on this trade. Yeah, I'm going to get stopped out. It's a good chance. Cause we've been down here for too long. Yeah, we're not getting no momentum towards the downside. Yeah, I think I jumped in with those extra contracts too early. Well, this might be a loss. I like the bids to. I would like to ask to get more into the bids, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm looking for us to get back into previous days activity. Yeah, got my stop order in though. Feel like I should extend this stop a little bit to about 650, to be honest. The reason why is because I feel like this thing is going to drop. Still, I'm not sure if we're really gonna get up there. I think it's just a little stagnant here. So I just moved my stop by 20 cents. So I have a dollar 20 stop. My average cost on AMD is 768 in terms of options. For the past few trading sessions, we have been getting early morning pullbacks. So we're trying to see here. Let me go on the 1 hour and see what is the probability this thing is gonna drop down. Probability is not that high. It's not that high because it's definitely holding on to previous days high. We can see this red line, and this red line was previous days high, so we're holding on to that. Let's see. Okay, again to drop again. Nvidia is getting this bump. It just broke this this R1 level, but this thing can't go ahead and fake you out. There's no buyers on Nvidia at all though. Okay, yeah, the buyers just stepped up. They just stepped up. Nice, nice. I'm gonna go long on Nvidia. Just one contract. Yeah, AMD just fell, but Literally came all the way back up. Right. I like that drop on AMD, but it wasn't consistent. Then I like the pop on Nvidia, but that one's looking like it's about to fall. Still holding on to Nvidia. See. But I'm really looking into AMD though. AMD seems like we could get down there to around this 253. SPA's dropping too. I'm gonna put a tight stop on. Let's see. I'm gonna put a tight stop on this. So 380. I'm gonna put this at 385. Yeah. I have a tight stop on Nvidia. I don't feel like Nvidia needs too much room. I don't want to give that $100 stop. I'm already down $22 on that one. We're getting that push again on Nvidia. Let's see, Thomas Sales. Six. Looking at the level 2. Yeah, the sellers are kind of staying put on AMD. Yeah, the sellers are staying put. If we could get like AMD, if those sellers could come down to 255 and 30 cents, then that will definitely be a good edge where this thing could probably take a leg down. And it seems like we are trying to get there a bit. Yeah, we're definitely trying to get there. We're trying to head lower into previous days range for sure on AMD. And I could see the activity on the order book. Yeah, we're trying to get there. Those sellers just have to give up a little bit. Yeah, we got a large order on the sell side on the order book. Yep, and they're coming in. Yep, they're coming in. Nice. Yep, they're gonna come in a little bit more. If we could get back inside this red range, if we could get under this red line, this is gonna be a nice trade. This thing is holding on to dear life on this level. I don't know why. It's just holding on. The goal is to probably take it right here to 250, honestly. That would be the goal. If we could get it down to this 50-day moving average on the 1 hour chart, that would be nice. even to S1 on the 15 minute. But what I'm not liking is that we got there and the buyers just stepped up. Yeah, I don't like that. We're not getting a push. Yeah, we got to that level and bounced right back up. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. All those sellers came, and but the daily is strong on the sell side, so I'm just gonna have to have some tough skin right now. Oh, that sucks. Gotta be patient. Levels like this aren't. It's something good to identify, but a previous day high is something that we could break. We could absolutely get back into previous day's activity. This is not something that is impossible to break through. But sometimes, if the if the if the buyers want to hold this thing up and they just want to go ahead and do what they want to do, then just let them do what they want to do. I like the fact that we're trading below all of these moving averages under VWAP 9, 20. I like all of that. The only issue, like as I mentioned, is that we bought pretty aggressively off of previous day's high. So that one is still long on Nvidia. My stop is still not. My stop has not got touched there. Just waiting for AMD to really take a leg down. If the sellers could get into 253 a little bit more, that'll be nice. The sellers are holding 254 still. We need the sellers to get to 253. Oh yeah, there's a lot of selling coming into Nvidia too right now. Nvidia is pretty stagnant. A lot. Yep, some sellers are coming into AMD too as well. Uh, yeah, man, they're holding on to yesterday's high. Here's the thing: the longer we stay here, the less I trust this drop. Yeah, Nvidia is dropping. But AMD is not getting below this. Come on, AMD. Yeah, like I said, the longer we stay here, I don't like it. But this tells me though, if we were to break this level, this thing is gonna drop. If we do break it, it's going to drop. See, let's look at the level two. Okay, we got into 253 again. That's good news. So the sellers are coming down to the bids slightly. Yeah. Yep. Gotta be patient. It's a lot more sellers though. Damn. It's a lot more sellers. I'm gonna stay calm and hold on to this trade. This thing could definitely break lower. Just need, some strong momentum on the downside. Looking at time and sales right now, I think we could get to about 253 and a quarter. Yeah, I said it. I knew that I knew that the buyers were gonna step up at some point because we're holding on to yesterday's high pretty tight, man. Damn. So psychologically, 250 would be a target if we're gonna fall from this 255. But yeah, man, it's that yesterday's high level is freaking strong, man. It's Monday. It's the best. That's the best day I'm gonna say. It's Monday. The question is, if you were a buyer, would you be happy? I like to ask myself, like, what if I played this thing the opposite direction? The issue I would have is that we're still under VWAP, so it can be a false move higher, and I could be caught in that, and this thing can still drop. So I think I'd rather still be a seller, but once we break the VWAP, and if we get some strong momentum there, I'm probably gonna have to get out. Another large seller came in. Yeah, but we're holding, man. We are holding. Still under VWAP though. I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing on NVIDIA. Probably gonna add into this position on NVIDIA. Yeah, I just added in on NVIDIA. Do 335. Yeah, AMD is not looking too good, y'all. As long as we're under VWAP, I'm gonna hold it, but it's not looking too good. Because we fell, we held, and we've just been holding. I guess to yesterday's high is it's a strong area of interest right now. Trading is boring. Oh man, I tell you, I'm tired. I don't got too much energy today just because it's Monday. To be honest with you guys, I'm pretty just low vibrations. Not low vibrations. Chill vibrations. Chill vibrations. It's Monday. That's all. Had a long the weekend. Oh, quick the weekend. Let me not say long. It went by pretty fast. There we go. Yeah. And I'm saying there we go, not in the best way. I'm saying there we go because I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it for like AMD. Like I'm not. Like I said, the longer we stay here is when we're gonna go ahead and get this pop, and this thing will shoot up to about 256, 257. Because I'm also long on Nvidia as well. So sometimes these things move together, and sometimes they don't. But the only drop we were able to get was just this one candle on on AMD, and then we automatically bounced. I would have liked if we would have just broke yesterday's high right then and there, but a large bid just came, a large order for a bid. All right, it seems like we might give this another shot on the downside on AMD. Man, people are really trying to short it. And the daily looks really good for, a possible short as well. All right. This is a lot of volume coming in. A lot of volume is in. Come on now. Man, the struggle is real. The struggle is real when it comes to this level. It's like we're almost there. Right, let's see. Let's see. Can we get to 253 and a quarter? Might thinking about doing another add-in on Nvidia. I like this. This is a good setup. You know what, man? Let's save some ammo. I'm just gonna save some ammo. See how we got that drop back down the previous day's high, and then it's just holding. Now the fact that on the flip side, the fact that it did fall, what I'm thinking is that you know it's probably gonna take a while to get that push. But it seems like we are gonna go ahead and get that push to go ahead and break previous day's high. So we're trying to break this 253.38. The sellers are definitely in play to take this back into previous day's range. So there's no reason for me to get out the trade just yet because we've rejected VWAP already one, two, like three times so far. So I'm still gonna hold it, but it's the momentum is just not there. But people do want to short it though. They absolutely want to short it. I have a target on Nvidia at 191.47, so I'll probably piece off some contracts up there. It probably won't be a large gain on that one, probably like a $50 gain. The, so basically, the stock that will basically pay me today is AMD. Yeah, bro. Monday, man. Monday. I promise, like probably like on Wednesday when I'm back on. Yeah, I definitely have some energy. Just shit. I'm still sleepy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for this thing. See. See, this is a good little risk to reward off of this seeing the trend, a little ad here for a drop, but man, we need some momentum. We need some momentum, and we're not getting that. SPY's currently rolling up forward, but coin is selling off. SPY's kind of struggling though. SPY's not getting SPY's not moving higher clean. Looking at the order book for AMD, yeah, the buys are starting to pick it right back up, and we got a new 5-minute chart. See, Nvidia is struggling. I think I'm gonna get all out on it on Nvidia because you see this little yeah, I'm gonna get all out on this one possibly. Okay, we're breaking it now on AMD. Yeah, I didn't like this on Nvidia at all. Yeah, I'm gonna look to go ahead and get out of this position. And we just broke VWAP. Okay, I'm gonna get out of Nvidia. I got two contracts, right? Yeah, so I just got out of Nvidia. I'm holding on to my AMD position. I got out of Nvidia because if we look at the 2 minute, just look at the resistance right? It's just been rejecting. Like we got this pop at 191, but just straight rejection. I'm gonna try to hold on to AMD. I like that. I like the fact that AMD just went ahead and broke. So I lost about what $50. So I'm only up like 60 because I'm up 112 on AMD. I would like to add into my AMD position. I just want to see a little bit more push. Okay, good. So we're gonna add on this trade. This is a winning position. I just want to be mindful on how much I'm adding. Okay. I added just one more contract. Okay, and then my goal is to take it to almost 250. That's my goal because I like the fact that we're back in range. So if I'm looking at the 50, at the 15 minute, honestly, the goal should be to take it to 250. That's really the goal. But I'll probably start the piece off around there, around 251. I'll start the piece off. On the 1 hour chart, I like it because we're aiming right for 250.32. We just need some more sellers to kick in. Right now, my day's P now is 134. Today to me is just a base hit day. So if it's $100 today, I'm cool with that. I don't want to just run out this trade though. The trade is to working. We got back into previous day's range, so I'm not just gonna go ahead and just skate out. Just gotta sit down and wait a little bit. AMD may play me though. It may play me. I added, but it may play me and give a quote unquote false breakdown. But you see why I got out of Nvidia stock? It just didn't make any sense. Like it was clear resistance there, like just clear resistance. Now, what I'm not liking on AMD is the fact that we got back into previous days range and we're starting to buy up slightly aggressively, but I'm not really seeing a candle that's like indicating that a sign of reversal towards the opposite side. So I'm gonna hold on to this trade, but kind of don't like what I'm seeing on that. I never like when I see a quick buy up off of a sell off. I never like that. Because this thing probably just sold just for like a little drop down, and then now the buyers are back in play. But I'm still gonna hold on to it. We might retest this 252. Like I said, I'm aiming for about 251 to take off some profit. We're still trading under VWAP. We're still trading under moving averages. So I still don't really see a reason to leave the trade. I'm just gonna have to sit in the trade. So if we could break 252.57, that's nice. Sellers are still coming in. Yep, sellers are still coming in. Uh, Come on, y'all. Yeah, see, I'm so glad I got out of Nvidia. That was a great move to get out of that trade. All right, I'm looking at time and sales now. I would like to see us get below 250, 250. Right now we're at 252.76, 252.80. So I would like us to continue to drop. Remember, there's a target at 250. I don't know if I'll be there for the whole ride to 250. Maybe I will be, but I'm going to have to take some profit off the table. So AMD is struggling to get below 250, 250, 257. And look at that drop on the video. You see, that's when you understand the market conditions, guys. That's when you understand because that thing took a drop. Now AMD starting to struggle to take this drop. But we're still trading within previous day's range now. So this is a good sign. It's a good sign, but this thing can hold, man. Sometimes you get false breakdowns and it gets back into a range, but we don't get that, in-depth drop that we want. All right. Yeah. It just broke 250, 257, but then just got bought back up quickly. Seems like we got the momentum, though. The 5 minutes still intact, so it seems like we got the momentum to break down a little bit more. There's no reason to go. 250, 249, yeah, there's no reason to go. Just gotta hold on to this trade a little bit longer. 250, 235. Oh my goodness, man. I'm trying to sit in this thing, but this thing is getting bought back up pretty aggressively. But the 5 minute is still solid, though, so I'll probably have to wait for this whole entire 5 minute candle to figure itself out. But the buyers are definitely trying to step in there. I don't know to what they see in this price area, but they see something. We might get a continuation here, just based off this 2 minute candle, or this would be or this can be a reversal. But I'm leaning more towards a continuation. But let's see. We're looking for 251. At 251, once again, I'm going to start taking some profits off. Even though there's a target at 250, I would try to leave maybe a contract or so. And then I get all out there. But for right now, I'm just trying to get to 251. At least about 251.50. Nice. Okay, we're dropping. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start to take off some profit. It's coming soon. I haven't taken off any profit yet, but I will be. Like I said, 251. We just got to 250, 215 on that last candle on the 2 minute chart. So I'm sure we could get to 251, especially with a target at 250 that's down there. Got 250. Oh my goodness. This thing just keep bouncing. Right now, my goal is just to lock in some type of profit. I don't mind holding it. I just got to take something off the table. We got a quarter. We got 15 cents. 252.16, 252.14, 252.15. So it's like we're looking at 251. Like we're looking right at it. Probably going to get a big ass drop out of nowhere. Yeah, we're holding on. 252.08. Okay, I just saw 252.08. Damn. All right, 251. Finally, we got there, but we bounced. Just gotta hold it a little bit longer, possibly. 252. Come on, we get to 251. Okay, good, good, good. I'm waiting for like a full candle to come into play first. That's why I'm not taking it out just so quick like that. I'm waiting for like a flow first, like a nice flow. Then once we get that flow, I'll take some off. But this thing is taking quite some time. I sold two. It's just taking a little too long for me. It's just taking a little too long. I locked in $87. I'm probably gonna sell one more contract. Yeah, I'm trying to sell one. I haven't got filled on that trade. Oh man, damn. Okay, I sold one. I got one contract left. I locked in 142. That's nice. Yeah, I just locked in 142. I'm gonna try to hold on to my one contract to 250. So we're gonna put in a stop order. Where we at? Oh yeah, 786 then. So see, matter of fact, escape. We're gonna try to take it all the way to the 50 at 992. Oh, there we go. We got that drop. We got that drop, y'all. I could have held more of my contracts, but no, I wasn't gonna go because, like I said, I'm not going in too heavy today. It doesn't make sense for me to go in that heavy today. I have a target at for my options to get to 990, 996. Oh, this is a beautiful trade. I just want to get a little closer to my target. My average options cost on AMD is $7.86. Right now, the option is $9.32, and I have a target at $9.96. Oh wow, we okay now. I need to get out now. Oh, no, I have to get out now. The reason why is because we got to 250. I need to get out like right now. This second, I have to get out this trade. All right, I'm all out. I'm closing the day at 261. I made $261. All right, I'm good. Yeah, cause that was my target. And my target was 250, and it literally got so close to 250. I probably could have held on a little bit, but it's Monday. I'm happy with what I did today. Let's see on the 15 minute. Yeah, like we were so close. Sometimes you don't have to wait till you fully get to your target. You really don't, because a reversal could happen. A reversal could happen at any point in time. I probably missed out on like an extra $40. So I probably could have had like a $300 there, or maybe just 320. But I'm cool. I'm cool with this one. Yeah, I missed out a little bit, but that's fine, man. I didn't want to press the gas like that. And just remember, like the key with growing a small account, man, you got to take your profits. Have to, have to, have to, have to. Because if I never took profit, I'm chasing another, $60, $70, but I could lose a potential $100, 120. It don't make no sense. Not to me. Oh, my laptop is about to die. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alrighty, smooth day, smooth day. I could trade some more though, but no, probably not gonna go ahead and do that. Damn, I probably should have held that one contract though. I was a little soft right there. I was a little soft. Cause you got the 249.80. I was a little soft, but that's fine. Probably could have been like 350 on the day. Probably like an extra $100 possibly. Oh, Coin didn't do jack shit. Oh my gosh, I had Coin on my watch list. Coin didn't do jack shit. Good trade. I have a YouTube video today too, guys. Dropping at 12 my time, so that should be like 3 o'clock your time. I meant to make that video like 10 minutes. It's crazy. Hey, yo, Oscar, I did the video where I showed my biggest winner and biggest to loser. So you're gonna go ahead and see that on the video I made over the weekend, man. So it's 40 minutes as I mentioned. I'm gonna try to make that a little shorter. I kind of got into a rant, and I think it's a good video, so I think it'll help everybody or like other people out. But it's about 40 minutes. You can obviously just skim through it, like find key parts that's more important. And then like my goal was to make that video like 15 minutes. I added an extra like 35 minutes, so that was on me. All right. Good trading day. Good trading day. Just a base hit. Like you want to have your days where you have a base hit. You know what I mean? Where like a base hit is like you make your 100 to 200. Those astronomical days where you make $1,000, 2,000, 500, 600, whatever the crazy number is for your account. Those days don't happen every day. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to have a strategy where you know that you could at least come out with, based on market conditions, obviously, that you could come out with your base hit. Because I would have been okay with $100, I think. And on the video that I just posted, you're gonna see me talk about like base hits. And I think last Friday I made like 116. Last Thursday I made 160. Then I think I made like 300 on Wednesday. Then I lost 500 on Tuesday. Made another 200 or so on Monday. So overall it was a good week. I think I closed out last week with like 286. So $286. That's what I mean. To be exact. So $286 I closed out with to last week. So it's Monday today. I don't have to press the gas and try to make a shit ton of money. I would like to. I would like to go ahead and make as much money as I can, but it's all about risk management. And that's also what I talk about in the video as well as risk management. Like I could have sized into my position right here on AMD, like like probably 2 more contracts. I think I had a total of 4. I could have went in 6 contracts. You know what I mean? Even 7 contracts. And if I would have ever traded NVIDIA, I would have even sized in more. I could have, and really pushed that gas. But, that's not proper risk management. You know what I mean? Because I'm teaching myself on basically not managing the size of my positions. because I could easily get smoked. You know what I mean? Like easily. Like say for example, if I didn't like, because I already told myself I'm taking off some profit at 251 just to protect myself. But let's say if I would have waited to 250 to take off profit, it would have been great return. But what if I was gonna hold it and say, okay, like now we're at S2. If you guys are looking at my 2 minute and 5 minute, and we could push down to S3 level, right? And this candle would have caught me, So like this would have ruined my whole psychology, you know. So instead of me putting myself in that position, just with more contracts, is that I could go in with a moderate size contract, get a base hit, and the only upside I would have had today was an extra $100, I say. So I could have had 361, but that extra 100 is good to have. Don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty much solid. I'm good with this. I'm solid with this one. You know, can't complain. You just want to have proper risk management, man. Where like you go in with a good amount of contract size or share size, take it to your target. You're just teaching yourself good habits, how to manage your money. So, because when you give your money to investors, that's how that's basically what they're doing, man. They're managing your money, and I'm pretty sure you would be mad if your financial advisor was to go ahead and put all of your money in one stock. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be upset. You're gonna ask them like, "Yo, like, are you going to diversify a little bit? Like, what's going on?" Like you're gonna ask questions. So why would you go ahead and do that to your own money? In terms of like putting all your soldiers, putting all your money into one ticker, and then you can't really, dip and dabble. Like I still have money to play with, but I'm not gonna play with nothing else. So I could basically call it early, guys. I'm probably gonna call it early today. Like this is me basically being disciplined because once again I made my money already. And can I make more? Yep, I can. Will I go ahead and make more? No, I will not. Yeah, we're gonna call it today, guys. Call it early. It's Monday. Hope you guys have a good day at work and everything like that. Take it easy. It's a chill day. Get yourself together. I'll be back on Wednesday, and on Wednesday we shooting for the stars, aiming for the moon. A few things to add before I go ahead and drop off, bro, is that Wednesday we have a FOMC meeting, so that's gonna be a real volatile day in the markets. That's probably gonna be one or like a good day to trade possibly, or it could be a choppy day because Fed Chair Powell is going to speak, so we gotta be careful of that one. Then on Thursday and Friday we have a lot of earnings, so like a lot of moves, a lot of volatile moves, good plays is gonna happen between Wednesday and Friday. Those days we want to take advantage of those, right? So we have a few earnings that's coming out this week. We have SoFi. The financial sector has been really booming to lately. So SoFi is on 10/28. So that earnings is tomorrow. Coin earnings is 10/30. We know a lot of things has been going on with crypto, so we want to see how a coin trades after. We want to see how coin trades after its earnings report. We got Amazon that's also on October 30th. I think that's Thursday if I'm not mistaken. Apple is reporting earnings also on October 30th. Google is reporting earnings on 10/29. That's Wednesday, and Meta's reporting earnings on 10/29. Yeah, we're probably gonna get a rate cut too. Like we're definitely gonna get a rate cut to most likely, and we want to see how that plays out in the markets. Right now, we're already getting that payout because all these gap ups, all of this move higher, they're basically already pricing in the rate cut that's coming in this week. So we can see a sell off later on in the week, man. Because then once it gaps up, some people's gonna try to go ahead and get rid of their positions. and sell, or well, just take some money off the table, not get rid of their positions, but just go ahead and take some money off the table. So that's why today I didn't go in so heavy and try to make a lot of money because I could easily get killed. Just look at this reversal that we're seeing here off the S2. So I just wanted a base hit today, and I want to go ahead and save some ammo for later on in the week where we could take advantage of those opportunities. Hopefully, have a big day. So that's why today wasn't a huge like, oh, let me go in so many contracts, because there's a lot more activity that's coming on later on in the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably call it on this one here. Do I want to get into another trade? Absolutely, but please, like, these are the habits that I'm talking about. Because we could get infatuated with always wanting to trade and make money. I could have caught this reversal right here too as well, but then is that gonna, like, I only made $261. If I had a 100K account and I made $2,601, you know what I mean? I think that's a bit different. Then yeah, I jump into a trade because I could take $200 loss, but I can't take I don't even want to take a $50 loss. Even if I had $100 extra and I would have held on to that contract, and this was 361, I'm still not trying to lose $100 out of $300. It does not make sense. You know what I mean? So you just want to build some good habits, man. All right. So I'm gonna call the stream early. Today was just an easy day, a base hit day, and this is something I want to go ahead and teach you guys, man. All right. So I'll catch you guys on Wednesday, and peace and love. Also, video will be out at 12 o'clock. This time, just recapping my week 3 and week 4 trading, and also me just being transparent on where I'm at when it comes to how much I've grown the account in the month of October. So, alrighty, man. I'm gonna catch you. Peace out, bro. All right.